Not exactly summer like. Forecast 10 years in a row, but we are going to have baseball tonight. 52 degrees, cloudy skies, a little bit of mist right now here at the ballpark, but Ruben, dry enough we can get started and get going on this forecast being what it is, but they're going to get this one in tonight. There you see the umpires for tonight's ball game. Jordan Baker, the crew chief, will handle the plate. Mark Wegner Valentine rounding it out here for this, I guess no longer an afternoon game, more of an evening start here. But the Phillies are still going to wear their day game alternate unis for this one.
Yeah, very nice. And Don Mattingly got these boys ready to go, and they were prepared. I mean, we talked to Don earlier, and he was like, hey, we're going to go.
Easy for him to put Zach Wheeler down for the Phillies, and the Phillies who lost their first series under Don Mattingly early. Cincinnati Reds dropping 2 out of 3 tonight. They need a win tonight and tomorrow, of course, to avoid the same fate against the Guardians after a tough 1-0 loss last night. And clearly the Bats, they want to get it going this evening against Slade.
Tough day with the Bats, and they faced a tough one. Gavin Williams was outstanding yesterday. I mean, that matchup between those two pitchers, he and Sanchez, I mean, it was a historic effort by those two guys, and it's time to beat up on Stephen Vogt.
Cleveland, clearly two-time manager of the year, and they were one of the coming in, so tough. Start last weekend in Pittsburgh to close out that series against the Pirates. Zach Wheeler was matched up against Paul Skeens that afternoon. And of course, Skeens, all the talk about the reigning National League Cy Young Award winner, but Zach Wheeler, who's made those pushes for a Cy Young in the past. Now, he definitely provided, I think, a little bit of a jolt to the entire team, to the rotation for sure, since coming back on April the 25th.
Yeah, no question about it. And that last outing he threw against Pittsburgh was just really outstanding. I mean, he raised his hand and said, hey, don't forget about outstanding baseball. And the thing that impressed me the most, and you'll see his arsenal here, brought to you by StatCast. I mean, his arsenal's just outstanding. Using his splitter. It's starting to show the life that he had even over the last couple of years, and what an and to be firing on all cylinders right now. Today.
There are the numbers for Zach last weekend in Pittsburgh on one of the best months in Phillies starting pitching history. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Here's the starting lineup brought to you by Xfinity. One internet price, 5 years. Jose Ramirez in his usual number 2 spot where he's been lately for the Guardians, and some young players in there as well. Chase DeLauder, Kyle Manzardo had the big hit last night, and our old pal Rhys Hoskins will DH today.
Yeah,
number 5 spot.
Yeah, a little surprised that Rhys Hoskins is in there against the Rangers. They had a chance to go all 9 lefties with the way they sort of set up, but they did go with Rhys today. See how he handles Zach Wheeler.
Well, tonight's first pitch brought to you by Bryant, whatever it takes, and it's on. The pitch is hit on one hop to first. Harper's got it. He'll take it himself. 1 gone. And we'll take a look at the Phillies defense, brought to you by Car Shield. No big surprises today in the lineup for the Phils. And see if they can back up the pitch. more as well this year with that diminished velocity on the four-seamer. But as you said, it's certainly coming along.
Yeah, I really like the way he's utilizing his split as well. I mean, that's become a little bit more of a weapon for him.
Here's Ramirez. Nothing in one, the count. Slow start by his standards for sure. 236 average for Ramirez.
Let's just wait till he's done with this series, hopefully.
Wheeler with a 1-1. Saw a fastball in there already at 96. Good sign early for Zach Wheeler, who doesn't mind the short sleeves on this cool Saturday. And it's a hitter's count for Ramirez. 3 balls and a strike. Up. Taking charge. 2 away.
Okay, that's a really good sign. That's a 3-1 pitch. It's a hitter's count, and he just challenged him with his fastball, and he's got good life with it if Ramirez can't get to it.
Well, that'll bring up the right fielder Chase DeLauder, part of the youth movement for the Guardians at 24 years of age. 266 hitter. And Wheeler's first pitch to him, swing and a miss.
Yeah, a lot of dollars.
Quickly 0-2 on Chase DeLauder.
And they've responded really well. I mean, this is a team that figures out ways to win baseball games, and it's kind of Jose Ramirez's team. He sets the tone for them.
Ball and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it goes with that split to try to get the chase. I would assume he'll try to go upstairs again with that four-seamer, see if we can get him to chase it up in the zone.
2-2. Got him. First strikeout of the evening for Zach Wheeler, and a 1-2-3 start for the Phillies right-hander, who follows Sanchez's lead. Picks right where he left off. We'll go to the bottom of the first, no score. Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Xfinity. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Trey Turner. Manager Don Mattingly, as the first pitch to Turner is in for a strike from one change for the Phillies. They back Marsh and Stott up back-to-back in the lineup, and drop Adolis Garcia down to the number 8 spot as Turner fouls one back into the screen.
Yeah, Garcia's struggling a little bit, and I think Mattingly was a little concerned about going back-to-back with those left-handers, but decided to go with the little bit. Yeah, first round draft pick from the University of Miami, and gets to the big leagues with Arizona, but then is
Two balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch to Turner, and it's a bouncer left side. Ramirez has it, and the throw in time for out number 1. Take a look at the defense for the Cleveland Guardians, brought to you by Car Shield. Gold Glove winner Stephen Kwan, who starts today in center field. You got Patrick Bailey, a newcomer behind the plate. We saw Hedges last night, Bailey tonight. A recent acquisition from the Giants. That'll bring up Kyle Schwarber. Rough night back in the lineup last night, his first night on the homestand. Takes the first pitch up and away. A 4 strikeout game for Kyle.
Yeah, tough one coming back, and he faced a very good pitcher who actually spun off some tremendous pitches against him. He didn't throw anything in.
No. And that's a strike that Schwarber is going to challenge.
Schwarber didn't have a whole lot of luck with his challenges yesterday. See how it goes today.
The ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile, and that pitch was up and out of the zone.
Nice.
Schwarber. In the dripping rain, he almost challenged in the.
I think he wanted to challenge that one too.
Yeah, he kind of put his hand up to his helmet last night and just sort of drug the fingers down the side of the ear flap. And Junior Valentine said, "Are you challenging?" He said, "No." 2-1. That's a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. For Slade Ciccone, coming off one of his better starts. The 2-2. And a broken bat roller foul.
The bat almost went further than the baseball. Wow.
The sliver of the barrel ends up beyond the rim of the infield.
I mean, you talk about an explosion.
Eye-opening.
Never swung the bat hard enough to be able to do that. He can generate some serious bat speed, man.
You got to have an opposite force, right?
Yep.
2-2 on Schwarber, and Ciccone deals. First strikeout of the night for Ciccone. Take a look at his arsenal, powered by Audi.
This guy's had 6-pitch arsenal. I mean, he doesn't throw his sweeper and change up a whole lot, but the 4-seamer, cutter, sinker, and curveball are the ones he goes with. See that rising fastball, got good life to it and good extension. Of developmentally is to get as much. One of the things that they do really well is get their guys to get excellent extension, and they get the ball way out front. Our fastball, actually, as you're hitting, it gets on you as if it was a 97 or 98 mile an hour fastball, and there's a pretty huge difference, especially with the life in the strike zone.
1-1 to Harper.
Manager, and used to talk about that all the time, just backspin, get it way out front, backspinning that ball, especially the 4-seamer, and that's what these guys do really well.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and Ciccone delivers. The pitch is lifted in the air to center. Kwan coming in, he's calling everyone off. He'll make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 start tonight for still scoreless. Wirecam is brought. And protection, your small business. No score second. And leading it off, Kyle Manzardo takes after waiting out. Manzardo had the big hit. He had the only big hit.
That's right.
Last night for anybody.
Yeah.
Had a 1-0 win.
And it broke our hearts.
And here is that for our giant home run replay in the ninth.
Yeah, very first pitch, he jumped all over a little split that stayed up into the middle of the zone. I didn't think it was going to carry out of the ballpark on that cool night, but ended up being the difference in the ball game.
Second career go-ahead homer in the ninth inning or later for Manzardo.
I think Joan Duran was very happy afterwards. Based on like the video afterwards, he wasn't pleased.
Hit home run in the ninth inning.
That is, first of all, it's hard to imagine, and secondly, disappointing to make that kind of history.
The payoff, and he got him. Four-seamer, and he blew it by him.
There's probably
Here's Rhys Hoskins, who is DHing tonight, and he takes the first pitch of breaking ball down and away, and he has the most at-bats lifetime against Wheeler. Of course, those coming from Wheeler's days with the Mets, some of the last couple of years with Milwaukee.
Again,
5 for 24 with a homer.
Yeah, again, a little surprised, but the fact that he had that many at-bats, probably one of the reasons why Stephen Vogt threw him in the lineup. Plus, playing in his hometown, and Rhys has had a lot of success in this ballpark over the years.
The second with the game's first hit, his 8th double.
The plate, I think Zach probably.
For the Guardians, this is the first time they have hit with a man in scoring position in the series. Daniel Schneemann.
And you're almost gotten to the point now with him on the mound, especially at home. He's just been phenomenal at home that you almost expect it from him.
The 0-2. Wooden chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Last year, 246 so far this season. Tie.
He's actually led off some games. Stephen Vogt kind of moving the lineup around a little bit today, but another little scrappy player who puts the ball in play and sort of makes things happen for these guys.
In the air down the left side, that'll go out of play. Still 2-2 on Schneemann. Stephen Kwan, the center fielder today, and generally for the Guardians that Stephen Vogt has tried some other folks up there.
Yeah, they've moved
another 2-2, and again it misses high. Went with a cutter this time, and that'll run the count full. Jack had a 12-pitch first inning. The payoff, and it's fouled away again. Closing starter. See if they can't get him out of the game early. 8th pitch coming up in this at bat. Caught him again with the fastball. So he comes back to get Schneemann like he did Manzardo. That's the 3rd strikeout.
Across the board in Major League Baseball, 95-mile-an-hour fastball is basically an average fastball that a lot of guys can get to, but the way he releases it, it's more like a 97 to 98-mile-an-hour fastball when it gets that kind of life.
Fastball.
Sort of reminds me of what's at his peak. His fastball up in the zone, 94, 95, 96, but it for the hitter was like 100.
Most pitchers are talking about the fact, and Zach is included in that it's harder and harder to get guys to chase balls that are just above that top bar of the strike zone. Because hitters are recognizing, oh, if I can figure out where that line is, for me, I can lay off that pitch. And this one's hit in the air to center. Crawford with a beat on. Double by Hoskins doesn't hurt. And Zach Wheeler puts away the Guardians here in the 2nd. Still scoreless. No score, bottom of the 2nd. Bet365 provides us with odds for Alec Bohm to hit a home run in tonight's ball game. And last night. It was quite the streak, 17 straight. And they were one shy of tying the longest streak in club history.
Yeah, those. And the boys responded pretty well when they had that run about.
Oh, 0-1 to Alec. And between innings, Stephen Vogt.
Was talking to him about maybe the weather or something. Could only speculate. You'd assume it's weather related somehow.
Here's Brandon Marsh. And Brandon takes high, ball 1.
Slowly getting back to that same rhythm that he had. Oh, there's a
Relative.
doppelganger.
Doppelganger, nice.
I think Marshy's is a little longer. I think.
That's
pretty good
long.
one.
Can we split screen them and you can tell us straight whose is?
Well, nowadays you can do almost anything. I can do it at the screen.
And Marsh. Phillies who had 1 extra base hit. All right.
Should we measure it out?
Tell us. I mean, the guy.
I think the length is there. Definitely has. I think Marshy's got the volume, but the length is definitely there with that fan.
And it does appear to be. Coney with a 2-2. And he pulled the string on him, and Marsh well out front. Here comes the 2nd strike.
Does not throw a ton of change-ups, but he threw it at the perfect time and the perfect spot. Turns it over and gets Marsh out front.
I'll bring up Bryson Stott. Stott takes the first pitch in for a strike. Ciccone, his first year in Cleveland last year was a pretty good one after he came over from Arizona. He had a .666 earned run average with the Diamondbacks that last year in 24. He dropped that by 2 runs with the Guardians, 4.30. 1-1. 1-2 the count.
And a 1.189 whip, which is pretty darn good. 132 innings, so sort of a breakout year for him. 23 starts.
One ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. And it's a ground ball to short. And it's picked by Schneemann. The throw is in time, and Stott retired. And the Phillies go in order yet again. Hits hard to come by early. We'll go to the third. No score. Look at the month that's being put together right now for Christopher Sanchez. For Roy Halladay and Cliff Lee. And we should definitely mention that Cole Hamels also had an unbelievable month of June in 2011.
I think Cole actually made
lower than Halladay's that month. That was the month that Lee had his 34 inning scoreless streak, which Christopher Sanchez has.
I mean, what these two guys right now are doing is pretty extraordinary, and it's almost like they're having like a little inter-battle there.
Stephen Kwan, who takes a strike,
sort of pushing
together a chart of the best pitching duos in a month for a particular team, and the next pitch is in there for a strike. So far this month with that point. At least 25 innings in the month. And they were the 8th best. I mean,
that's extraordinary.
Really legendary stuff they've put together to this point in May.
And to think that was really a bit of a bugaboo for the team earlier in the season. I mean, we're basically 29th or 30th in every single starting pitching category as a team, and you bring Wheeler into the picture, and oh, goodness. I think that JT thought he called a strike, and that's why he didn't tap his helmet.
You think?
I honestly believe that Baker was so emphatic about it being outside, he thought that JT thought he called it a strike.
And Kwan pops this one up into shallow right. More recent duos on that list. July of 2015 for Clayton Kershaw and Zach Greinke. They had a .63. And the best all time was Oral Hershiser, which is when he had his 56
yeah.
inning scoreless streak, and Tim Belcher. Belcher had a 1.21 ERA that month. Hershiser had a 0. And combined they were at .49.
Is that trade here for the Guardians? They felt like Bo Naylor, who is now probably an A-ball or back in Arizona, I think, sort of revamping his whole game. Bo Naylor, who's been there, pretty much their everyday catcher for the last couple of years, sort of really struggling on redo on him. Figured they needed a catcher. They couldn't go at his age, and the fact that he's just not a very offensive, but much younger. At least they know that they have somebody that can go out there and sort of handle the pitching staff.
2-2 from Wheeler. And it's down low. Breaking ball missing, and the count is full. A lot of 3-ball counts here early.
It's the last couple times out.
Fourth pitch of the night so far for Wheeler.
And 15 in an inning is not too bad. I mean, it's pretty good. I'd like to get it.
He draws the first walk of the game for the Guardians.
Interesting choice with a guy who's really not a great off.
So, man aboard, trap. Double play depth up the middle. And that almost got him. Grounded to first his first time up. Again, with some precip falling. And Wheeler really working over the rubber there. Trying to get his footing. The pitch.
A couple of misfires here from Wheels, and yeah, still a great sign. You know, he's got some life on that fastball still.
First base, but he does have a couple of steals. They're second in baseball in stolen bases.
Yeah, they're just not going to outslug teams. That's not their game. They don't have a ton of power on this ball club, so they have to try to. Part of that is being really aggressive on the base paths.
3-1, and it's fouled back. As you saw there on the screen, 6th 3-ball count now for and this one's popped up. Shallow center. Stott is out and circling under it. He's out number 2. Well, bench your mobile provider for better coverage and bigger savings with Xfinity Mobile. And get Wi-Fi plus 5G that won't strike out. Xfinity, imagine that.
Imagine that, Scott.
Cameras, you know, there's an awfully misty and blustery afternoon.
Here is Jose Ramirez. And he is nowadays.
Signed a very big deal, but the AAV on it, $25 million a year, he probably could have waited and signed with Phillies, any of those big market clubs for maybe a
Make a play. Look at you.
It's coming in hot. Hey, man, I'm trying to stay in the game. Also trying to move around a little bit. It's a little chilly in this booth.
Just to keep moving.
Yeah.
I thought it would. The 1-2, a wave and a miss by Ramirez. As this game goes along, though, I might rethink that. Another strikeout for Wheeler. We go to the bottom of the third, no score. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Delaware Valley Honda dealer or visit delvalhondadealers.com. This must be back here Saturday night, but we're playing baseball as the Phillies able to get this one started just after 6 o'clock. A couple of hours delayed. And 6 up, 6 down to start today against Slade Ciccone as JT takes a look at a strike.
Gotta believe Ciccone was watching real closely last night while Gavin Williams. Success.
Bat. The Phillies desperately trying to get going. Didn't miss by much. 2-1 the count to Real Muto. Adolis Garcia to follow, then Justin Crawford. You see the numbers from Ciccone. We mentioned one of his better starts of the year, his last time out.
There's Gavin Williams prior to that start before he pitched with the Phillies had struggled for a couple of those starts, and Ciccone as well, but he seemed to be heating up as well.
Ciccone with a 2-2. And this one's lined hard over the lead. Hit of the game for the Phillies. Good to see JT hit a ball hard, pull the ball as well. A little loft to it there.
Yeah, really nice level swing on a fastball that's up in the zone with good life, but he attacked it nicely. Stayed on top of it, barreled it up. Jose Ramirez and gets things going here.
Now Dolly hit in his last 31 at bats.
Yeah, really, it's been a real struggle for him, and he's just trying to find it. Right now, it's just, you know, it's been there and he's done it, but it's been a struggle for him as of late.
Ciccone. Making ball swing and a miss. Ciccone, who had to pitch in a wet day in St. Louis earlier this year, had trouble getting a feel and a grip on his breaking ball, on that curveball there, and that one with good movement on it.
And that's been sort of the pitch that Garcia's really been struggling with. Hasn't been able to recognize that breaking ball away and then waving at it quite a bit as of late.
Fastball and a strikeout of Garcia for the first out. The Midsummer Classic. Kids 14 and under can score a 2026 MLB All-Star Game pennant on June 29th at 6:40 when the Phils host the Pirates. Grab your tickets today at Phillies.com. It's Justin Crawford and a swing and a ground ball to the right side. It'll be Zana going to second with it. They'll get the.
And not an easy play by Bizana, and a good one with JT running pretty well from first to second to get the lead runner and get a little wire cam look at this one. See, Bizano's got very athletic. It's a really nice play, shifting his feet. He's really worked on. It's been a work in progress for him at second base, and he's having talked to some of the folks over there with the Guardians, he's He's out there every day trying to get a little bit better. He's one of the guys that is trying to maximize his ability and his opportunity here in the major league.
Talking with Don Mattingly before the game, said he hit and run here and there, get some guys moving, try to steal a bag. Bailey obviously a much better throwing catcher. Back there. And a dribbler will go foul off the end of the bat.
I'm noticing a little bit of a different stance here from Trey Turner. A little wider look. Maybe he wanted to get a little bit wider base to see the ball perhaps a little bit better, shorten up his stride, and sees Kevin Long. See how wide he is here today.
Ciccone ahead in the count. Some swing tinkering.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's been struggling. Let's see, we can't mix it up a little bit and see whether he can find something that gives him a little bit better rhythm.
He's really trying to get into his legs there.
Yep.
In that stance.
Yep.
After 3. Fourth inning is brought to you by Toyota. Check out Toyota.com and visit your local tri-state Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go Phils. And Toyota, the sponsor of which they were able to pull off flawlessly, despite, I'm sure, many zigs and zags given the weather, but great job by the team here as always. Chase DeLauder swings and fouls one back and out of play. We're underway in the 4th, no score. Still got the flyover in too, which was cool.
That was really cool.
Adverse weather conditions.
Nothing like a good flyover. Get the heart pumping.
It's something right now. It's
yeah.
Cold and not a lot of offense. Something going. DeLauder rips one into right, and that'll get by Garcia and go to the wall. And DeLauder's going to test safe as Turner couldn't handle the throw.
I mean, I can't tell you how fantastic this. An absolute BB. He played it perfectly. It's not an easy play to make. Decides intelligently to let the ball go past him. Absolute bullet, and unfortunately could not be handled there by Turner. Otherwise, he probably would have had him.
So it'll go as a lead. And the Guardians with a chance to get on the board first. Awkward cut at a splitter there by Kyle Manzardo.
Yeah, Manzardo obviously trying to pull this ball on the ground somewhere to try to move this base runner, but Wheeler pulled the string on him.
Same tack there.
That's exactly what he's trying to do. I mean, you try to sort of remind me a little bit of the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers have a little more punch in their lineup. It's just trying to do the right thing. Wow.
Wheeler denies Manzardo with his 5th strikeout as he makes quick work of it.
I mean, this is just an absolutely nasty pitch. Up and in on a left-hander. They just can't get to this pitch very readily, and super sequence from Wheels.
Here's Hoskins, who had a double his first time up, and he fouls it out of play. Nothing had won the count.
They're feeding Hoskins a lot of fastballs, thinking that they can get in on him or get him behind. Now, I would think he's going to spin.
Hoskins, even last year, was still hitting the fastball at a decent clip, but not so much this year. 187 against fastballs. See the numbers of Reese, his long career with the Phillies. Rookie, and immediately became the face of the franchise. Pops this one up, and Bohm tracking it through the coach's box. It's off the netting, and he gets a rain shower to boot as that ball hit the netting, and the water just comes flying off the net.
I mean, with the way the wind is working and the rain coming down, I mean, I cannot believe that ball did not stay in play.
Wheeler checks the runner and is 2-2. So another full count here.
Yeah.
Wheeler fast approaching 70 pitches. We're in the 4th inning. Some chase on it, getting that late life, a little rising four-seamer.
Yeah, again, really good fastball that gets up and in. This one runs up and in instead of staying out over the plate, and Hoskins can't get to it.
Backdoor breaking ball for strike one.
Trying to get a feel for that pitch. Hasn't quite thrown a lot.
That's the thing about Zach, and it's always been this way, but it's only enhanced the further he's gotten into his career, that
just not an easy thing to do. I mean, that's what sort of separates him and most of the great ones from the good pitchers, is that he knows that he doesn't have a feel for one pitch. He can go to
Tarp's off.
Tarps are definitely off.
Try to get some.
Who was down there on
It's a foul ball.
Let's go.
Pure pressure.
Come on, Matt.
Wheeler, another 1-2. And Schneeman's still alive. Battle continues.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Schneeman. It's a really good pitch he just foiled.
My prediction is that right field section, the shirts off, that's going to be the most populated section by the.
Good call. It has become all the craze.
Wheeler with another 1-2, and it's a bouncer to the right side. Harper will glove it and feed to the pitcher, and Zach Wheeler works around the leadoff double. the bottom of the fourth. Shirts are off. This wrap fourth inning is brought to you by Toyota. Check out Toyota.com and visit your local tri.
I mean, that's enough with the zeros here.
To JT Realmuto. Schwarber to start it off. Borderline.
He's getting a little heat from the Phillies dugout right now, and Schwarber not agreeing with the call.
Schwarber, I now believe, has another streak of 8.
He can get a little streaky with the homers and streaky with the punch-outs.
Didn't play at all against Cincinnati. Had at-bats Sunday. 4 straight last night and 1 to start today. I was told there would be no man. Ciccone with a.
It's like the rain may have doesn't look quite as misty right now.
2-2. Count still even. Can't see, but
no.
Ciccone kicks and fires, and that pitch fouled back.
Starting to see the ball a little bit better. Still misty.
As my other partner likes to say, it's invisimist unless you put it right up against the lights.
Right.
Then you can see it. 2-2. Straightaway center, Quan, a lead read on it, but is going to get there and make the catch. Looked like he was stutter stepping for a minute to find out where that ball was. Can now bid on once-in-a-lifetime experiences and memorabilia in private suite with catering for a game in August. All pro /fantastic auction to place your bids before June 3rd.
That's quite the read there, Scott. Well done. Get it in there under time.
If I don't, they shut the microphone off.
That's a good point. You got it covered.
1-0 to Harper.
Do you think the numbers are going to go to with the experience of being in the booth with the folks on TV versus the folks on radio?
Well, I do think the
What's your
television experience, being in the booth here on TV, generally goes for more money.
Does it?
Yes. But
they like.
we just do our lowly radio program next door. We still give the folks a good experience when they come. Of Ciccone.
Oh, that was dangerous. I mean, that just missed his dome. Slade is thanking his lucky stars. That ball was not about 4 inches lower.
Yeah, it was 110 off the bat. So there's Alec Bohm. Feels like the first back-to-back hits in a while for the Phils as well. Stopping at second is Harper.
Sort of a patented Alec Bohm line drive to the right side of the field.
Well, see if the Phillies can break through. As we said, it's 15 consecutive scoreless innings. And Marsh, who's done a nice job, you see there, with runners in scoring position, .353 average so far this season. Bounce to first. It's a fair ball. Falling down. It's fielded by Manzardo, and a throwback to first. What? Marsh is.
They go over there to cover, and then he came over late. What a back there.
Manzardo was looking across the diamond like he. That's really a tremendous play by Kyle Manzardo, who is +1 with the homer last night. +1 with taking away a run there, because if that gets by him, goes down the line, it's obviously 1-run home. So now it's up to Stott to come through with 2 outs. We're in a scoreless affair. Grounded to short his first time up.
Just getting runners in scoring position.
Really for the entire homestand.
That's right.
Ciccone with a 1-0. Stott takes a look at a strike. It's 1-1 fastball. And a lot of the plate. Ciccone, a 1-1 offer, and it's lined back up the middle of base hit. Scores. Bohm coming around as well, and Bryson Stott does deliver the 2-run, 2-out single to put the Phillies on the board first. It's 2-0.
Here by Bryson Stott. He just stays on this little sinker. It stays out over the plate for him, and he just punches it up the middle. And boy, did this Phillies team need this base hit with 2 outs, and boy, was that clutch.
20 runs batted in now in the month of May for Bryson Stott.
Driven in.
His head lost the. Talked about it at the. Which Ciccone says, yeah, clearly got away from me. Don Mattingly deciding to go back-to-back with Marsh and Stott for that very reason. He said, look, this might come into play later, but I need to stack my best hitters in a row there. And it paid off. Okay, Stott will head to third. JT with a 2-for-2 evening. As the Phillies look to add to the lead.
Yeah, nice to see these guys get some back-to-back hits. They haven't really put together a whole lot of singles over the last few days. See these guys start to jump on some pitches. This looks like it's maybe a changeup or a sinker that was up in the zone, and they did exactly what you're supposed to do to it.
Well, not like they've never time through the order. And some base hits to get through as they chat with Ciccone. And it's been fairly quick work with the 4 hits, all singles.
Yeah, moving the knee.
You wonder how much even bigger of an inning it would be without that play by Manzardo.
Yeah, about that.
On the corners, 2 down, first pitch to Garcia. He takes a look at a ball as it's called, but Patrick Bailey wants to challenge. This first pitch to Garcia looked like it might have been right at the knees. And it is for a called strike. Overturned challenge for Patrick. The pitch. Runner goes from first, and a throw down to second. They're trying to get in a rundown here. Now JT will take off for second.
But I'm not sure if Bryson Stott really picked up on it. Nice job by JT of stopping and then getting back to second base, getting to second base.
Again. And going to get another one overturned, so the count 0-2, a hole for Garcia here. And the pitch.
A nice job by Garcia laying off that breaking ball. See how disciplined he can remain. Waved at a breaking ball early in his other at bat, but then chased a fastball up.
Phillies have ended their scoreless drought of the season. They had a 20-inning stretch earlier.
To draw the throw, but a late break there by Stott, so he decided to go back to third base, and Lozano really didn't have a play to make.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Garcia. Ciccone delivers. And a breaking ball grounded in the hole. Backhand pick Schneemann. And he'll throw him out. And that'll retire the Phillies. But 2 runs in. Stott put the Phillies up as we go to the 5th. 2-0. Tonight's Citizens Stats leader. We look at the highest chase percentage. And Zach Wheeler right near the top in Major League Baseball this season.
Got to believe it's Chris Sale's slider that's making the big numbers on the chase, and Imanaga's fastball up in the zone, much like Wheeler's.
Helmer Martinez with a foul ball backing out of play. Phillies get a lot of swing and miss on the chase from their pitching staff. A roller to first. Harper has got it. To shut down inning anywhere, they would get a run and almost immediately, almost every time, give something right back. So we'll up right here and keep this 2-0 lead intact.
Yeah, really critical part of being the ace is to shut down that inning, as you said, and it really solidifies that lead, and you're going to build on that.
First pitch to Kwan is right there for a called strike.
I'm going to give a little love to the Golden Rams of Westchester. They won their regional there in Millersville. In their regional, and they're headed to the D2 World Series.
Oh, very cool.
Pretty cool. Nice going. Rams.
On the called third strike.
Let's see if this little sinker came back over the plate.
Busy night for the ABS operators. That one just
certainly have a newfound respect for the umpiring with the ABS challenges that are going on. I mean, that is an awfully close pitch.
1-2. It's definitely highlighted just how razor thin the margins can be. What is a ball and what is a strike? 2-2. And that one's hit hard to right. Garcia, though, over towards the corner, will get there and make the catch.
FanDuel Casino has 5 Huff and Puff games that'll blow you away. With houses of stick and brick bringing bigger, badder jackpots. Your home for thrills is the home of Huff and Puff. New players get 500 bonus spins plus up to $1,000 back in casino bonus.
And Wheeler's first pitch is pulled foul. That's 15 out of the first 18 batters have seen a first pitch strike from Zach.
That's the way to do it. Now, he has run some deep counts, and you got to give some credit to the Guardians for that, but getting ahead of the hitters. About 6 full counts for Zach, which is a little bit of a rarity for him, but you know what? He's battling with the elements as well. Might be affecting some of his command a little bit.
No balls, 2 strikes to Bailey in the pitch. It's down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. All those guys put their shirts back on, or they went somewhere else, Rube?
They moved on. They're probably congregating somewhere else, is my guess.
You think they're getting hot coffee on the concourse?
Little hot cocoa, maybe?
Guessing it's not cocoa they're after. That breaking ball just missed. That is not how they're staying warm.
Likely not, no.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Bailey. And he takes outside. 26 foul balls, and that is the 7th full count now. Payoff on the way to Bailey. And a high bounder towards second. Waiting on it is Stott. And we 2-0. FanDuel. Justin Crawford leading it off. New rosin bag out there for Slade Ciccone. They need some dry rosin bags out there.
Bags are actually super tacky. They've obviously they're checking for whether or not these pitchers are using legal substances, so they decided to have a much tackier rosin than I remember.
They keep them all sealed up.
Yep.
For use.
Yep.
Play Ramirez. Ciccone with the 0-1. It's popped up. Ramirez will have to angle back. Schneemann, the shortstop, coming over into foul ground. He's got room to make the catch. Time now for our Can you name those 2 players?
Well, I would assume there's a Guardians or Cleveland theme to it.
I actually know the answer.
I'm going to try to
swing and a miss by Turner.
I'm going to try to think of one of my favorite all-time players. I'm just going to say his name. Mr. James Thome, the Thome Dome.
Don't think it. Maybe you're right.
For the Cleveland Indians at the time,
yes,
and the Philadelphia Phillies.
That would be seeming to be a fitting overlap for this particular promotion. I was going to say you.
No, I didn't hit one in my entire career. Maybe in the minor leagues.
No, I didn't mean who could have hit that many grand slams. I just mean to have played for both. As Turner is retired, he's 0 for 3.
My other guess, if Vaughn hit Purple Haze. How about that? But I got here because Vaughn was traded to the Angels.
Here is Kyle Schwarber, who got the bat on the ball his last time up. Fly ball to center. He did strike out in 8 straight plate appearances. Here, and the 3rd time. He didn't quite have the same reaction this time as he did in Miami that time when he broke that string. All right, Kirkering getting loose in the Wheeler with 5 scoreless, but has thrown a lot of pitches.
Yep.
And, some tough conditions tonight. Cold, wet night. And Ciccone delivers.
His last 2 at bats, Kyle's had some pretty good swings. Looks like he's getting his timing back, seeing the ball a little bit better last couple ABs.
Strikeouts in the same month that he had that home run.
But that's what you can get sometimes with sluggers. I mean, there is some of that all or nothing element to their game at times. Now, Kyle, I think, has become a better overall hitter in the last few years in his career, and has really taken a lot of pride in being a little bit more competitive.
Two. Still leads baseball with those 20 homers. See the big 24 pitches in the 4th inning when the Phillies scored their 2 runs. And Ciccone got him again as Schwarber goes down on strikes. There's a to us to the 6th. Phillies lead 2-0. Our Independence Blue Cross Philly of the Week is Christopher Sanchez. Fresh off a dominant complete game shutout against Pittsburgh, where he racked up a career-high 13 strikeouts without issuing a walk. Sanchi followed up that performance with 8 scoreless innings against the Guardians, extending his scoreless inning streak to 37 2/3 innings, approaching a Phillies record held by Hall of Famer Grover Cleveland Alexander since 1911. Sanchez has quickly Blue Cross. Phillies with a 2-0 lead, as Don Mattingly has decided to send Zach Wheeler back out to start the 6th inning, sitting at 88 pitches thus far. 5 scoreless frames, and he'll go through the lineup the 3rd time. Pick. They got a couple of former Beavers Stephen Kwan as well.
That's right.
Oregon State.
Forgotten about Stephen Kwan being a Beaver. Once a Beaver, always a Beaver.
There's a nice job by JT to locate that one and put it away for the first out.
Yeah, got to give an assist here to Zach. You can hear him screaming at him, up, up, up. Nice play by JT, staying with it under these conditions.
Here's Jose Ramirez.
Again, that splitter is really filthy, and it's something he's worked.
Fouled away out of play. And Wheeler on the way. Oh, almost dropped in there. And the count 2-2 as Ramirez spins out of the box. He struck out his last time up. And this one's hit to right, and Garcia, as it measured, he'll make the catch. 2 down. Well, our next Phillies pregame package is June 16th versus the Marlins. Tickets are selling fast, but there's still time for you to get in on the fun. Secure great seats. At Phillies.com/pregame package.
Done a couple of those. They're really fun down on the concourse.
DeLauder takes a strike.
I always get the feeling that when Zach Wheeler gets a lead, that he feels it's almost like he's like blood in the water, right? Like he just goes after it.
Yeah, we talking about it on radio last night. That was sort of a hallmark of Roy Halladay. Get him into a game like this, and you get him 1 run, 2 runs, whatever, midway through the game, and you just knew that he was not going to surrender that lead.
That's right.
DeLauder lines one to left, but Marsh is there. He'll make the catch, and it's 6 scoreless for Zach Wheeler on the hill. 6-2-0 Phillies. Phillies baseball is brought to you by and Save, and by Nissan. Every Nissan is designed. Who started the rally with a bullet line drive single right over the head of Slade Ciccone. The first of 4.
And the big blow with the Stott base hit with 2 outs to drive in a couple of runs, and the only 2 runs of this game so far.
Zach.
Yeah, I'd like to stretch it out a little bit, give that bullpen a little bit more of a cushion.
They're bored. They haven't worked in a while.
That's right.
And that one hit in the air, foul out of play. Wheeler 6 innings, 2 hits through 99 pitches. His ERA for the season has dropped to 1.6.
Sanchez and Wheeler again, and they have just been remarkable.
2-2, and it's a carbon copy single for Harper, right back up the middle, just as he did to start that fourth inning rally. He's aboard to start the sixth.
It right back up the box, and as you said, carbon copy of that start of that inning a couple innings ago.
There's Wheels. And good numbers again for Zach Wheeler. 7 scoreless his last time out after 7 1/3 with just 1 run allowed. A couple of different warming up.
Starters for the Guardians, and nothing to sneeze at either. They've been throwing the ball quite well.
No doubt. And I guess there's some questions about the mound here for Ciccone. And Stephen Vogt came out to the top step of the dugout for the Guardians and was saying pretty full of dirt.
It really is a safety issue. I just want to make sure that everybody's got their footing, and for a number of reasons.
2-0 count. And that's a strike called, even though it was already being his helmet. Why don't we challenge it? Bohm had a base hit his last time up, would later score on the Stott single.
To see Alec Bohm sell out here, see if he gets something in the inner half and turn on one.
3-1. And he takes. It's down low. Bohm, who had his 11-game hitting streak come to an end last. Has been made as Slade Ciccone on this cold, windy, rainy night gets his team. He'll be coming out of this one. And it's your Nissan call to the bullpen as Ciccone departs. We'll tell you about the new hurler for the Guardians after this. Block your calendar. The Phils have some important meetings with 6:40 Saturday, June 20th at 7:15, and Sunday, June 21st at 7:20. And Sunday is Chevrolet Father's Appreciation Day. Secure your seats today at Phillies.com. Phillies with a 2-0 start. And there are the numbers on the new right-hander for the Guardians, Matt Festa. 23rd appearance of the year for the 33-year-old right-hander.
Veteran, parts of 7 years in the big leagues. He's been around Seattle, New York, Texas, and Cleveland, and he's going to throw a ton of sweepers. Actually, that's pretty effective against lefties.
And Marsh bunting, and he pops it up foul out of play.
Don't necessarily have a.
You think that's on his own?
I think that might be on his own. I mean, with the way he's swinging the bat, but hey, anytime you can tack on some runs, I mean, I'm okay with that. Like to see him execute it a little bit better, get himself a strike at least.
0-1 pitch, and he squares, pushes it foul. Out of the count, 0-2. Swing it away.
Oh, I think he's going to be hacking now.
Just put it in the seats. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, Brandon not very happy with himself during that. Not a quality at bat. He didn't move the runners in that situation, and ends up chasing that sweeper, as I talked about. That's sort of Festa's bread and butter, and gets him to chase.
So that'll bring up Stott. And the big hit back in the 4th inning. RBIs. With his 6 scoreless innings tonight, his ERA for the month of May down to 1.38.
Wow.
Zero, and Wheeler at 1.38.
Pretty good combo play.
Stott with those 20 runs batted in the month of May. Second, Harper breaks for third. He'll be there safely.
Just a terrific reaction by Bryce Harper on this. He was going to be picked off. There's no question about it. And he just decided, you know what? I'll take third base. Picks himself up a little stolen base.
They're going to bring the infield in.
Yeah, they give themselves the option to turn a double play if the ball's hit hard.
Festa with a 2-1, and that's way outside. 3 balls and a strike.
Balls hit softly, they had a very good chance that Harper breaks to home plate.
Bases will be loaded. Another walk. And JT Realmuto will be coming up. Well, JT 2 for 2 already today, and a chance to really break open some breathing room here in the bottom of the
play depth that they move.
0-1. Coney had one slip and go up and in on JT. That time JT kind of stared out a little bit.
He was displeased.
And now he's down to the count 1-2.
So important for JT to try to put this ball in play anywhere, and out. Stay out of the double play.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Huge strike. Get JT there.
This pitch is up in the zone and in a very hittable pitch, and JT kind of fouls it into the mitt. Patrick Bailey.
Two. Right there for Garcia, who's been chasing a lot lately. 0 for his last 15. Can he break that drought right here? 1-0.
Been the problem for him, chasing those pitches out of the zone, and it's a little over aggressive. not necessarily the hitter.
Festa with a 1-1. Base is full. The 2-1 pitch. And that one missed by much, but a little bit high. Time called as Garcia wants to tighten up those green batting gloves.
And this day and age, it's not on this situation. It's just so different than it used to be.
3-1. And that is upstairs for ball 4. And Garcia works the bases loaded walk. Extra run, it's 3-0.
Hey, he goes with
and 3 walks in the inning. And here's Crawford. And it's outside for ball 1. Justin.
Festa only had allowed 4 of 23 inherited runners to score in this 22 games.
Phillies. And we're through 6 innings. Brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Pitching rules today again for the Phils. Zach Wheeler, 6 scoreless innings, following suit from Sanchi last night. Harper, a couple of hits, Knott's driven in a couple. And here's your Grillo's Pickles Chill under pressure.
And as always, Zach Wheeler, super chill. Another beautiful. The split. It's a super job.
This, we're here to the finish line as Manzardo takes a strike from O'Reilly. And there's a tapper out in front of the plate. Kirkering into barehanded. The throw to first in time. 1 away.
Solid numbers across the board, working on his second hold here. That was not an easy play with the ball checking up on him. It was almost like a bit of a sand wedge there, and he grabs it and throws a strike to first base.
As wet as stuck in the mud. And a breaking ball missing into Hoskins. Well, as we mentioned, it's a salute to service night here at the ballpark. And one of those saluted pregame was Orion's father, Todd Kirkering, gunnery sergeant in the U.S. Marine Corps, and honored with other servicemen.
Sure is. Who could first saw his son pitching in the major leagues, how emotional his dad was, and God bless him and thank you for your service, Todd.
And some custom cleats tonight for Orion Kirkering in honor of his dad. 2-2 to Hoskins, swing and a miss. We'll look at those cleats, Semper Fi.
Wow, pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
He's Phillied up. I will never forget that moment when his son was pitching and he was getting emotional in
Such a cool moment for dad and son.
Schneemann takes the strike. 1-1 the count. Daniel Schneemann 0 for 2, but forced Zach to throw 15 pitches along the way.
Well, that is a nasty splitter, and he started to get a lot more confident with that against the left-hander.
Such a big dimension against a lefty.
No doubt.
Well, that was a sweeper.
Kerkering ready with a 2-2. Got him. And wearing the cleats to honor. Seventh inning. It is stretch time, and the Phillies. 3-0 lead. 2-run fourth inning. Big hit, Bryson Stott. Zach Wheeler with 6 scoreless, and we'll see if the offense can get to work here.
Armstrong's numbers, and this bullpen has done a really good job. I mean, they go with the veteran type guys in their bullpen and the younger starters, and done quite a job here for the Guardians.
Keeping the tarps on up there. Now, there's one guy in the back there, if you see. Behind Turner, he's all alone. He cannot get anybody to. First pitch from Armstrong.
It's the bull.
Here in this one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got a piece of Patrick Bailey, but got a hand from big Jordan Baker back there to hold him up. Professional courtesy.
People helping people.
Yeah. Two balls and a strike to Turner. Average .231 for the season. Brad Keller getting loose. He'll be next up. Take the 8th for the Phillies.
Super job by Kerkering, coming in super efficient. Couple of strikeouts. Armstrong, 35-year-old veteran, been around a long time with.
Answer brought to you by FanDuel Casino. 2 players own the MLB record for grand slams in a single season with 6. Can you name those 2 players?
I don't think I was even close.
One of them in the building tonight.
I said Tomey, and who else did I say? Vaughn Hayes?
Yeah. There's one of them.
Donnie Baseball.
Kyle Schwarber takes inside. And a record that was matched by Travis Hafner.
Gronk. Wasn't he the Gronk? Wasn't that his nickname?
Was it?
Yeah.
Stocker, about 10 seconds after we asked the question, said Mattingly is one of them. He knew. He had 5 of them were before the All-Star break. And the nickname wasn't Gronk.
Gronk is
Well,
Gronkowski.
in language, one consonant can make a lot of difference.
You think?
2-2. Called third strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, been a little bit right on the line, it seemed.
Here's Harper. A couple of hits tonight. And he has scored a couple of runs. Takes
How it happens. What with the short game today?
what hasn't been a great home. Hear hitters talk about that a lot, right?
When he's in the middle of the field staying on his legs, driving the ball middle of the field the other way, that's when he really starts rolling.
First 4 games, he was 1 for 14, so 2 for 3 tonight. Back up the middle, and that's another base. Turnaround first. He'll put on the brakes there. The Lauder gets it back in.
Oh, after the third hit, of course. I mean, you can get one after your first hit or no hits, but I don't think there's a bad time for a Yingling, is there?
Well, 2-out hit, and we'll see if the Phillies can make something of it. Here's Alec Bohm. Pitch. Down to the count quickly. No balls, 2 strikes. 6th 3-hit game of the season for Bryce Harper. He had 8 all of last season. He's going. Zana with a tag there on the back foot, and I think the Guardian, the ABS.
The amazing throw from Patrick. Santa tags him on those buttocks, but I think he got in there.
I tell you, they can challenge the pitch and the play at second, right? Was going to be overturned if the ABS challenge it, right?
The folks are rolling off the
umpires
field
haven't
after
even. Second base, and that'll end it for the Phillies. Time now for our Turning Point, brought to you by Toyota Camry. Our salute to service and annual events. Hiring our heroes. And, another great flyover. And another great ceremony despite the rough weather. Folks got it done today, and as always, a moving tribute to members of our nation's military.
Ever so grateful for their service, as always.
Brad Keller, the new pitcher on for the Phillies here in the top of the 8th. Facing Angel Martinez to lead things off. Third base side. Bohm can't find it at first. Now getting over there, he can't quite get to it.
The ball gets into certain areas of in the air. If you're not tracking it, you can lose it pretty easily. You can see up there in that sky, and it almost makes the baseball invisible at times. And as an outfielder and as an infielder, ball going up, sometimes you're hopeful it's not a hit to you.
Keller, who pitched earlier in the week here at home against the Reds and surrendered a big game-tying home run. That was the last one the Phillies won. Reclaimed the lead in the 8th. Came back with a scoreless outing on Wednesday, did Brad Keller, and a pretty efficient one at that.
Keller's had some battles with his four-seam fastball command at times, and for some reason is getting out of rhythm.
Playable into right center for Garcia, and he and Crawford converging. Crawford will call for it and make the catch for the first out here in the 8th. Well, every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch speed, more Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Keller will throw a lot of those, averaging
important first out of the inning. It's a great job of getting that leadoff guy.
Phillies obviously the starting pitching led by Sanchez and Wheeler. Back into the bullpen, Duran and Keller. And Kerkering in that mix now. The way he's throwing the ball right now, as Harper will take care of this one. After the game for Phillies post-game live presented by Cure Auto Insurance.
It is a power trio, isn't it?
Yeah.
Came over to visit today. Say hello.
Bailey fouls it off. Bailey 1-for-1 with a walk. Keller looking to their lone run last night in the 9th inning. Pitch hit homer by action in their bullpen. You do have some lefties up around the corner here in this inning. The 2-1. Bailey, 2 hits his last 25 at bats. The 2-2 on the way. It's fouled back and out of play.
Keller up to 98 miles an hour on.
Bailey, of course, the author of that ridiculous inside the park walk-off homer last year. As
Why
a
remind
Giant.
me?
This time, Bailey strikes out against Keller. Works a clean. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your Philadelphia area Chevy dealers. Visit Chevrolet.com. And by Rally House, your Philadelphia. 3-0 Phillies in front of the Guardians. Looking for some insurance here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Peyton Paulette is the new pitcher on the mound for the Guardians. And the first pitch to Alec Bohm, a called strike from Paulette. Made his big league debut earlier this season. Former second-round pick out of the University of Arkansas. Bohm, who gets a new at-bat after looked like he was headed for a strikeout, right. But Harper was thrown out at second for the final out. So Bohm starts the frame. And with his 3-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th, Joan Duran will start to loosen up for the Phillies as he'll get the 9th.
So far, tremendous pitching performance from the Phils today.
And a ground ball to first. Manzardo scoops and runs to the bag, one away. Well, and there is Duran.
With a little bit more cushion than he did yesterday. Obviously not in a safe situation, but
for a ball. I don't know the count.
It's Paulette's bread and butter, that curveball. He's four-seam, curveball, slider, and changeup, but really the curveball and the slider are his pitches.
Lefties have hit him pretty good, at least at the big league level, and he's walked a lot of guys in his limited time so far in the big leagues. Phillies are going to see a lefty tomorrow. So here comes Stott. He still has the biggest hit in this game, the 2-out, 2-run. Also drew a walk in that 6th inning. Once the Phillies plated their other run, as he starts him with a strike. 95 on the fastball from Peyton Paulette. Rays in and around Little Rock.
Do a little slide step. That'll certainly mess you up as a hitter. Timing wise, especially if you haven't seen him. And it's probably like first time Bryson's ever seen this guy.
And this one's lifted in the air. Third base side. Ramirez chasing. That'll bring up JT Realmuto. Well, the Phillies tonight, not exactly an. They did happen to bunch 4 of them together in that one frame, and pitching has done the rest.
And they really have been struggling to be able to go back-to-back hits, but that was a really nice inning in the 4th to get things rolling for them and get on the board.
Phillies 1 for 6. They've been in scoring position tonight, which is actually more chances than they've been able to generate some of the recent outings. Kind of plays up the middle at second. Pitch is in the dirt, bounds up and away at the plate. Now get a man in scoring position. That could be big. as that'll be a wild pitch on Paulette. Phillies, if they add on here, they've, as you saw a moment ago, gotten Tanner Banks up in the bullpen alongside Duran.
I think it's a 4-run game. They probably will still bring Duran in, but if it go ahead and go with Banks. Remember Charlie Manuel talking about 4 runs really in his mind being a safe situation.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of managers I think feel that way as long as it's within one swing.
That's
theoretically
right.
speaking.
That's right. JT already with a couple of hits tonight. Like to see him continue that trend. He's some pretty darn good at bats so far today.
Three and two on Real Muto. Here's the pitch from Paulette. And that is down and away. Ball forces Jordan Baker. Going to get yet another challenge. JT, he's going to head to first. Patrick Bailey says worth a chance. And we'll see.
Call confirmed. Cleveland's down to 1.
Well, now Adolis Garcia. It's a lot of challenges we've had.
Yeah.
Bailey wants to go talk to Paulette. A couple of those in the dirt. He says, let's talk about this for a moment.
Yeah, biting off that breaking ball maybe a little bit too much. I think that ratio of 11 balls to 8 strikes is.
And Paulette just back from the minors, and Bailey might not have seen a whole lot of him, worked with him a whole lot,
probably
given that he's new to the organization.
Probably none.
The pitch. That didn't miss by much.
Yeah, pretty good discipline from Garcia, who's been waving at that pitch quite a bit over the last.
Up and away. He drew a bases loaded.
Got to start somewhere.
Three and 0 count as Paulette kicks and fires, and the pitch is a strike. And it's 3-1 to Garcia. 0 for his last 15 with an 0 for 2 today. Grounded out with a couple of runners on base back in the 4th inning. And Garcia takes his time out.
Yet this year.
And Paulette, as we said, has struggled with his command. And that's 3 walks in the inning with a rookie right-hander.
Just off the plate. Paulette, one of the more revered pitching coaches in baseball, and
can understand why some of the results they're able to get. I mean, really, as an organization, what they've done to reclaim different pitchers, turn guys who you didn't think a whole lot about into something fairly special.
yeah, the organization, and this guy's done a really good job with them, and he's done it for many, many years. He's an old what you're looking for. And I have a feeling that Carl Willis said, "Hey, man, you got to go after somebody."
Here's Crawford, fellow rookie, and he takes the first pitch. Hasn't done it yet.
One strike at this stage of the game. It's obvious that he's really struggling.
The 2-0. And he takes the strike. It's 2-1. Got his breaking ball over there. Well, they give Crawford a ton of room in right center field as Quan is shallow and towards left center. Slider.
Yeah, you see the alignment there, that right center area. Now you see the right fielder sliding over even further. If he happens to hook one down the line, he can run for days.
The 2-2. And that stays a little bit high. So the wheel will be in motion. Bases loaded, 2 down. As a pair of rookies square off. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the payoff pitch. It's taken for a called third strike. Crawford wants to challenge it. Looks like it's right on the line, perhaps. And it is.
Call confirmed. Phillies down to 1.
And Paulette walks the tightrope, able to get out of it with a strikeout of Justin Crawford. So the Phillies leave the bases loaded. And as we head to the 9th, we'll stay right here as after giving up the home run to Manzardo in a scoreless game, he's going to get the top of the order for Cleveland. Wapner Newman, attorneys at law.
Atención chimoso, el que quiera perder su tiempo que me aconseje. Que estoy en robo pero feo, feo. Y hoy hay que darme banda. Pásame la jugar, que andamos en manejo, ruta, que viva el desacato, vive de la vida y disfruta.
Joe Duran will be going after the save here tonight as the Phillies looking to end this 3-game losing streak and put an end to the Guardians' 7-game winning streak. And Duran, who has been really good in save opportunities so far this year. And now for a quick word from Wapner Newman, attorneys at law.
Not every tragic medical outcome is malpractice, but when it is, you need a law firm that knows the difference.
If you've been the victim of a doctor or hospital's mistake, Wapner Newman uses a team of results.
We've taken on the biggest hospitals, the biggest insurance companies. We don't back down. You want lawyers that have handled track record and the experience to get what you deserve.
Looking for his 9th save in 9 chances.
Been outstanding in 8 opportunities.
And the PitchCom device not working.
That doesn't help. And in those 8 save opportunities, got a 0.00 ERA with just 4 hits in 7 2/3 innings, 2 walks and 12 strikeouts. Nothing wrong with that. Nice dugout.
Pretty good ratio there, closing in on 100 saves in his. Zeta leads off and takes the first pitch in for a strike. Nothing in 1 to count. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Yeah, this one's hit hard to right field. That'll be a base hit to start the ninth for the Guardians, and it's going to be an extra base hit at that, as it'll be a double for the rookie.
Gazan, a very aggressive hitter, and he jumps all over this little breaking ball, and it stays up in the zone, and he promptly smokes it to right field for a double.
His second. That'll bring up Jose Ramirez. Hitless tonight. The Guardians are hitless with men in scoring position. Zach Wheeler was really able to bear down and hold the line with a couple of chances early for Cleveland. Ramirez had a hit off Duran last night leading off the 9th inning, but was thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double. And a great throw by Adolis Garcia.
Terrific play.
Ramirez, who has been with the Guardians his whole career, and of course Duran in the American League Central. 2 for 11. A ball and 2 strikes. Duran ready, and the right-hander's pitch. It's down and in. Change up.
Duran trying to do what he can to keep that that tying run to come to the plate.
Ramirez keeps the battle going.
Nice play by Sandy Alomar, old teammate. Been there for Cleveland Guardians slash Indians. Yeah, he's lean,
Slim
mean,
Sandy.
Fighting machine there. Playing weight. Number of roles in this organization for many, many years.
Duran ready again, and another 2-2. Ramirez pops it up, but it'll go out of play, and the piece of that 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Out right here in the early going for Yohan Duran. Two balls, 2 strikes. I'm going to try to add. He was 0 for 3 with a strikeout earlier tonight. All 3 of his at-bats against Wheeler. Duran, another 2-2. And another foul ball.
Yeah, never an easy out. And Jose Ramirez, he'll bear down and do what he can to try to put this ball in play and keep this inning alive for the Guardians. Pretty much thrown him his entire arsenal.
Not off again. So that's a changeup splitter there back to back.
It's just taking a little fork ball type of a pitch.
2-2.
Wow.
It's fouled off again.
What a pain in the neck he is.
A curveball. That's the 7th foul. Lozada still out there at second base. And it's blasted foul.
It almost becomes an advantage to the hitter. He's seen pretty much his entire arsenal and then some, and it's a matter of really for Duran to execute.
Shallow left. Turner is out and calling. Marsh calls him off. He'll make the catch.
What a battle it was, but a nice job by Duran and working through it and getting that first hitter.
How is Ramirez hitting that 100-mile-an-hour pitch that far, pulling it that far foul over there, especially after all those splits, changeup, curveball?
Reason, Scott, in my mind, one of the more underrated players in the game.
There's Chase DeLauder. The 9th. And this one down low to DeLauder. Should he get aboard, Manzardo waits on deck. And of course, he took Duran deep yesterday. And if DeLauder is on, Manzardo would be the tying run. And Ben Davis after the game for Phillies post game.
He's thrown a lot of pitches.
One. And
tying run to come to the plate, especially with what Manzardo did yesterday, but a really good look ball, but he does a nice job of getting the throw across.
Zach Wheeler would be the winner. He would be 4-0. That's only happened one other time in his career. That was in 2020 to start 4-0. Duran, the pitch, took something off. It's upstairs. Here was that home run last night from Kyle Manzardo.
Yeah, Manzardo picks on a little split that stays up in the zone. The lone run of the game.
The 1-1. Way out in front. And it's 1-2.
And a filthy split on that.
One ball and 2 strikes. As Duran ready to close it. And the pitch. Ball game over as Yohan Duran gets his measure of revenge against Kyle Manzardo and the Guardians. He closes it out, the Phillies, with a 3-0 shutout win tonight behind Zach Wheeler. 1, 2, 3, Kerkering, Keller, and Duran with each a scoreless inning tonight. And Bryson Stott providing the biggest.
Pitching staff, Zach Wheeler setting the tone with 6 very, very solid innings, just 1 walk and 6 punch-outs, 2 hits. Kerkering, Keller, and Joan Duran just absolutely dealing. Great job by the bullpen as well.
Tonight's Chevrolet players of the game. Zach Wheeler, of course, on the mound. He's got his own scoreless streak now at 13 1/3 with 6 shutout innings tonight. Just 2 hits allowed, a walk, and 6 Ks. And Bryson Stott, he's been a big run producer. 18 and 20 for the month, and that's a big bat. Been out the lineup, lengthen out the lineup, if you will.
Not just home runs, as he's done that a couple of times. Certainly big for him to come. Phillies haven't gotten a lot of those either in the last several days, so it's nice to see somebody pick this team up with 2 outs. They can really turn the game around, and certainly did so in this one.
The Phillies end the night with a total of 7 hits on the board, but 4 of those hits came in the 4th inning. Turned out to be a big moment of the game as Bryson was able to deliver with 2 outs. And Bryson's got the headset on downstairs. And congrats on the win, snapping the losing skid, and worth the wait through that long rain delay, right? It was tough conditions out there tonight, huh?
Yeah, we were wondering if it was ever going to stop raining.
May, I know you've said throughout, look, I feel good at the plate. I've felt good since spring training. But you're really getting some big hits to fall for yourself right now.
Yeah. Believing what I'm saying, and not tinkering with too many things, and putting the best swing I can on good pitches. So.
Seen out of the last 2 starters, how awesome is it?
They go right at you, and they just throw strikes, and they get their strikeouts and keep us involved. And it feels like whenever they need that big pitch, they make it. So playing behind them is incredible, and getting to watch them every 5 days is even cooler.
Bryson, you mentioned the idea of not tinkering. Is that just the experience? Is that something somebody told you, hey, it's working, just leave it as is, or is it just your own experience kind of playing through?
I think a little bit of both. I mean, early on, just kind of looking at my second half last year and my behind-the-scenes numbers and line drive percentages and things like that, and they all kind of matched up through April. And sometimes you just hit it at guys. So, I mean, you can tinker with approach or pitch selection or something like that, but when you're hitting line drives and hitting the ball hard, it's hard to go in there and overhaul your swing. And like I said the other day, a younger me probably would have had a new swing by now, but just having the confidence and believing that my swing is good enough, and eventually they'll start falling.
You've been coming up really clutch over the last month or so, those 20. As you approach the plate?
Not really. Just trying to get a good pitch, and you just gotta kind of hunker down and make a good swing and try not to overswing and things like that. So it's been a fun month.
Okay, speaking of hunker down, 2-hour rain delay, what's your #1 thing to do?
I sat in my chair for 3 straight hours. I almost had a perfect sit going, but I had to go to the bathroom.
All right. Bryson, we appreciate the time as always.
I appreciate it, guys.
Bryson Stott, our Chevrolet player of the game. Big hit tonight, 20 runs batted in, and 3 straight hours in the chair. It's a pretty good sit. Coming up next, speaking of sitting, don't go anywhere. The crossover is coming up. It's presented by Toyota, and it is